Ever wondered if your child's eyes are starting to glow from too much screen time? Well, you're not alone. It's the 21st century, and screens are as ubiquitous as air. They're in our pockets, on our wrists, and even in our refrigerators. But as much as these screens have revolutionized our lives, they're also causing a bit of a conundrum when it comes to our children. You see, while screens can be a great educational tool and a source of entertainment, too much of it can lead to a slew of problems. We're talking about everything from sleep disturbances and poor academic performance to even physical health issues. And let's not forget the social implications. Remember when kids used to play outside? Ah, those were the days. Well, fear not, because we're diving into the world of pixels to save our children's eyeballs and their sanity. So, what happens when the screen time monster takes over? Well, imagine a world where everyone walks around like zombies, their eyes glazed over from hours of staring at screens. Not a pretty sight, is it? That's the screen time monster at work. It's got its claws in our children and it's not letting go without a fight. Excessive screen time doesn't just cause squinty-eyed, thumb-twiddling zombies. It also impacts physical health. We're talking sedentary lifestyle leading to weight gain and related health issues. Remember when kids used to play outside until the street lights came on? Now, the only marathons they're running are on their gaming consoles. And let's not forget the mental health toll. The screen time monster feeds on attention spans and self-esteem, leaving behind a trail of anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders. It's like a horror movie where the villain is a glowing rectangle. Then there's the social skills, or should we say, the lack of. With their faces buried in screens, kids are missing out on the art of conversation, the joy of making friends in the real world, and the thrill of a good old-fashioned game of tag. Instead, they're perfecting the craft of emoji language and online gaming lingo. But wait, there's more. The screen time monster also has an appetite for creativity and imagination. Remember when a cardboard box could be a spaceship, a castle, or a secret hideout? Now, it's just a box. The screen offers endless stimulation, leaving little room for imagination to flourish. Now, we're not saying screens are evil. They're tools, and like any tool, they can be used for good or for ill. The trick is to tame the screen time monster, not to annihilate it. So, if you want to avoid raising a pixel zombie, it's time to tame that screen time monster. This isn't just about setting limits. It's about learning to use screens in a way that enhances our lives, not dominates them. Stay tuned as we uncover the secret to achieving this delicate balance. Just like a healthy diet, balance is key. It's time to put your child's screen time on a diet. Now, let's talk about what a balanced screen time diet looks like. Think of it like a balanced meal. You wouldn't want your child to eat only desserts, right? Similarly, we don't want them consuming only one type of screen content. First, we have our healthy main course, the educational content. This includes educational apps, documentaries, and digital reading. It's like the vegetables of screen time. It might not always be their favorite, but it's essential for their growth and development. Next, we have our side dishes, the entertainment content. This could be cartoons, movies, or video games. It's like the mashed potatoes of screen time. It's okay to have some, but it shouldn't make up the whole meal. Lastly, we have our dessert, the physical activities. This could be interactive games that encourage movement, or simply taking a break from screens to play outside. It's like the cherry on top of our screen time sundae. It's the sweet reward that comes after consuming the main course and side dishes. Now, how do we serve this balanced screen time meal? It all comes down to portion sizes. Let's say your child has 2 hours of screen time per day. You might divide it like this: 1 hour for educational content, half an hour for entertainment, and half an hour for physical activities. But remember, every child is different. What works for one might not work for another. So, it's important to customize this diet to meet your child's individual needs. Also, keep in mind that this diet is flexible. You don't have to stick to these exact proportions every single day. Some days might be more entertainment heavy, while others might be more education focused. The key is to maintain balance over time. Remember, it's not about completely eliminating screen time, but about making sure it's not the only thing on the menu. Now, let's lay down the law. Time to establish some screen time rules. We're going to talk about setting and enforcing rules for screen time. It's a bit like herding cats, but don't worry, we've got some tips to make it easier. First off, let's talk time limits. It's not about creating a prison regime but about providing a structure that encourages healthy habits. consider setting a reasonable daily limit for recreational screen time. This might be an hour on weekdays and 2 hours on weekends. Be sure to make exceptions for educational screen use, because let's be honest, not all screen time is created equal. Next, let's look at screen-free zones. This could be the dining room, the bedroom, or any other area where you want to encourage other activities. It's a bit like setting up a wildlife preserve, but instead of protecting endangered species, we're protecting family time and good night's sleep. Now, how about some screen-free times? This could be during meal times, an hour before bedtime, or even a whole day during the weekend. Remember, the goal isn't to ban screens but to create a balanced digital diet. Involving children in the process is crucial. It's not about imposing rules but about guiding them to make their own responsible decisions. Yes, it's a tricky balance, like walking a tightrope over a pool of crocodiles, but you've got this. Try creating a screen time agreement together. This is a set of rules that everyone, including you, agree to follow. It might include things like no screens during dinner or no devices in the bedroom. Make sure to revisit and revise the agreement as needed. Remember, it's a living document, not a stone tablet. And finally, be consistent. Consistency is key in enforcing any rules. It's like watering a plant. If you don't do it regularly, the plant won't thrive. The same goes for your screen time rules. With these rules, the screen time monster won't stand a chance. It's time to get creative and find alternatives to screen time. Who knew there was a world outside of screens? Now, don't get me wrong, screens have their place. They're great for learning and entertainment, but there's also a whole universe of activities beyond the digital realm. Come, join me as we explore the land of screen-free fun. First stop, the magical world of arts and crafts. Here, creativity runs wild and free. Your child can paint, draw, cut, glue, and create their own masterpieces. From making their own comic books to designing dream houses out of cardboard boxes, the possibilities are as endless as their imagination. Next, we find ourselves in the enchanting forest of books. Reading isn't just about flipping pages. It's an adventure, a journey into different worlds and times. It's about becoming wizards, detectives, superheroes, and more. And hey, if they're not quite ready to tackle novels, comic books and picture books are just as riveting. Our journey continues to the great outdoors. Remember playing catch, riding bikes, or just lying on the grass, spotting shapes in the clouds? These simple pleasures are not just fun, they're also great for physical health and development. From gardening to treasure hunts, outdoor play offers a breath of fresh air, quite literally. Finally, we arrive at the bustling city of family games. Board games, card games, charades, you name it. These aren't just pastimes, they're opportunities to bond, laugh, and create memories. Plus, they teach important skills like patience, teamwork, and strategic thinking. So, you see, there's a whole universe of activities waiting to be explored, beyond the realm of screens. These alternatives are not just fun, they're also enriching, engaging, and educational. They help children develop skills, foster creativity, and build relationships. With these fun alternatives, your child might just forget about screens altogether. Or at least, we can hope. So, we've tamed the screen time monster, but how do we keep it in check? Just like anything else in life, maintaining a balance is key. Regularly reviewing and adjusting screen time rules is crucial. You wouldn't let your child eat ice cream for every meal, would you? The same logic applies here. It's not about cutting out screens completely, but rather making sure that they're one part of a balanced lifestyle. And don't forget, parents, you're the captains of this ship. Your kids look up to you, so it's important to lead by example. If you're constantly glued to your own screen, it's hard to convince your child to do otherwise. So, put down that phone, step away from the laptop, and let's all enjoy a little bit of the real world together. And remember, if all else fails, you can always threaten to go back to the dark ages of dial-up internet.